Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is a picture of Wall Street. And I want you to remember something. The first commodity sold on Wall Street were slaves. And look at where the epicenter is in the United States for the coronavirus. Trust me, this is no coincidence. I know there are those that would love to tell you it is, but it's not. I have a story that came out in Al Jazeera April 14th, 2020. So there was a record set on the number of recorded deaths in one day. Overnight, 2,228 people died, which now puts the U.S. deaths at 28,300, according to Reuters. As officials debate reopening the economy, while the outbreak is still going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hearing even rumors 2 weeks from now they want to reopen the economy. Look at what's happening. This is just a recipe for a catastrophe. The United States, with the third largest population, passed a second milestone late on Tuesday. Over 600,000 reported cases, 3 times more than any other country. The previous single-day record was 2,069, set last Friday. The increase to 2,228 deaths excludes a revision by the New York City to include deaths presumed to be to the novel coronavirus, but never tested, dating back to March 11th. So it is just like that young woman said in the video. They diagnosed her and never tested her. And they're doing the same thing to people in death. They're slapping on the coronavirus onto these people that have died, although they were never tested. So people could have easily died from other things, but they are putting coronavirus on everything now. And if you did not listen to my podcast on this, then you should go and listen, because this is coming directly from a doctor. Officials reported 3,778 probable deaths, where doctors were certain enough of the cause of death to list on the death certificate, and 6,589 confirmed by a lab test. Combined, that would put the total of fatalities in the city to over 10,000. As the numbers continue to rise, official debate over how and when to reopen the U.S. economy and start easing restrictions. Ladies and gentlemen, they're not going to be able to do this. As soon as they open, they're going to have to automatically close back down again, because it's going to get so bad in the workplace. They're going to have to shut everything down. They're going to be forced to do it. The coronavirus restrictions put in place to contain the spread of the virus have crippled the economy, with businesses forced to close and millions of Americans lose their jobs. President Donald Trump has floated a May 1st target to restart the economy, which his top infectious disease advisor said on Tuesday was overtly optimistic. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. You got record-breaking deaths in the country, setting it May 1st is not any kind of optimism. Okay, it's not. But just look at this is why, and I'm going to go back to what I told y'all before. This is why I'm telling you these are not the people that will lead us into the future. They are not going to be the ones taking us to future heights. This leadership that you see, this is the best they can do. This is it. You're not going to see better out of these people. And all we have seen through this whole thing is America fumble around like they have no knowledge about anything. And you can tell, and on top of this, they haven't let go of all the racism in the country. That continues on. And all the dishonesty and the lying that's going on. You see, even through a pandemic, you can't change the spots on a leopard. You can't. Look at everything that's happening. And they're still jumping all over the TV. Blacks get it the worst. Blacks get it the worst. But they're not telling you why. Many of those Black people that died, ladies and gentlemen, worked in essential jobs. And you notice they are so hateful and so nasty, they won't even mention that. A lot of your essential workers in America are Black. So let's go on. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Reopen the country and you just hit another record breaking death rate overnight. And you're talking about reopening a country. When they reopen the country, y'all, you're going to see why these people, they need to stand down altogether, permanently. Okay. Anthony Fauci, head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, said public health officials must be able to test for the virus quickly, isolate cases, and track down new infections before social distancing restrictions can be eased. And you know, y'all, I want y'all to think about this. They've been talking about testing since February. We are in the middle of April and they're still talking about testing. America still haven't made enough progress on testing yet. We've been talking about testing for weeks and weeks and weeks now. Mm-mm-mm. We have to have something in place that is efficient and that we can rely on. And we're not there yet, Fauci told the Associated Press news agency. And he was telling them this last week and the week before, and the week before, and the week before, and the week before. And we are no longer, we're not any further along than we were weeks ago on testing. Wow. Trump and the Republicans running for re-election in November lashed out at Democratic state governors, suggesting that they were mutineers after the New York governor, Andrew Cuomo, said he would refuse any order by the president to reopen the economy too soon. If he ordered me to reopen in a way that would endanger the public health of the people of my state, I wouldn't do it, Cuomo told CNN earlier on Tuesday, referring to Trump. Yeah, those two have been at it. At the news conference later, Cuomo said Trump was clearly spoiling for a fight on this issue and that he did not want a partisan battle, but added, "We don't have a king in this country. We have a constitution and we elect the president," offering an expansive assessment of the powers of the presidency. Trump on Monday asserted that he has total authority to decide on reopening the economy, even though he earlier had deferred to the governors in putting social distancing orders in place. Cuomo, a Democrat, whose state has been the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak, and governors of 6 other Northeast states have announced plans to formulate a regional plan to gradually lift restrictions. On the Pacific Coast, the governors of California, Oregon, and Washington state announced a similar regional approach. Wow. Trump, whose attacks on Democrats appeal to his conservative political base, posted tweets attacking Cuomo individually and Democratic governors in general. This is no time to be political. I don't care who's cheering on Trump. Y'all got some lousy ass timing. This is not the time to be all political when this is going on in the country. Woo, talk about not having your priorities straight. Trump rejects the idea that governors should determine when and how to reopen the state's economy, insisting the President of the United States calls the shots. The governors know that Trump told a Monday briefing. That's what he said at a Monday briefing, but technically it is the governor's decision. But I say, you know what? Let them do this, y'all. Let them do this. Because if you think opening the economy when you still got record-breaking deaths going on in the country and people more and more every day getting infected with the virus, then go ahead and you will see just how incompetent these people have been all along. Go ahead. This ain't going to turn out the way they think. The reason why they're so blinded, ladies and gentlemen, is because they see nothing beyond dollar signs. They see nothing beyond dollar signs. And Donald Trump is upset with Cuomo is because he's standing in the way of him reopening the economy so that money can be made. He sees the Democrats as a nuisance. Why are they getting in my way? I need to open this back up and make money. Trump lost $1 billion in March. He is butt sore. And he wants this economy moving because he thinks he can recoup his money back. At what expense? At what expense? And see, that's why you got these very overprivileged people that got all this money, and see, they got they need their money back. They need to recoup what they lost, and they don't realize even if you open this country, there's not going to be much money to be made. Many of these businesses that are non-essential are now heavily backlogged. They're not really going to be able to make money. They got to clear up all these backlogs and get all that missed work done that hasn't been touched since March. They got to get all that stuff done. When you go back, you're literally just going to be sitting there trying to get caught up. And that's going to take some time after being out of work this long. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.